Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Art and Culture Commission September 15 meeting. And roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver?
Present.
Oshagan?
Yes.
Sahakian?
Yes.
Chairperson Sharikian?
Yes.
For the record, Commissioner Derhovanesian is not present. The agenda for the September 15th meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on September 9th, 2016.
Next item.
Item 2, consent items. 2A, approval of regular meeting minutes from July 21st, 2016.
Move approval.
Moved approval. Any second?
I second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver?
Yes.
Oshagan?
Yes.
Sahakian?
Yes.
Chairperson Sharikian?
Yes. Next item.
Item 3, introductions and presentations. At 3A, Library Arts and Culture events presented by Chuck Wike, Community Relations Manager.
Good afternoon, Chair Sharikian, Commissioners, City staff. A number of, we think, really exciting programs coming up. I'll start off with kind of bad news and then good news. The Central Library right now is closed until spring of 2017. That's kind of not the good news, but we can finish all that construction work. The good news is that 4 of our neighborhood libraries now have 7-day-a-week service. That's the Brand Library is now open Sundays and Mondays. Casa Verdugo, the Montrose Library, and the Pacific Park Library. So all those sites are open 7 days a week. And I've talked to staff, and they have all said, I think we're going to get a lot of people. You know, they're getting people just kind of rolling in, very enthusiastic about the hour. So we're doing our best to publicize that. So if you see anybody out on the streets, just tell them, hey, library's open 7 days a week, as always. At Brand Library, coming up tonight, is the Spanish Colonial Revival Architecture Home Tour Preview Lecture from the Glendale Historical Society. That's tonight, September 15th at 7 p.m. at Brand Library. This Saturday, Naked Underneath will have its closing reception. That's Saturday, September 17th, basically from noon to 5. They'll start out with kind of a picnic lunch and a bunch of other events. The show Naked Underneath will close at 5 p.m. on Saturday. They have an opera talk on Saturday the 24th at Brand Library. It's at 2 p.m. They'll be talking about the LA Opera's production of Macbeth. On Thursday, September 29th at 7 p.m. at Brand Library, there's an author that will talk about a book, Emerging from the Shadows, a survey of women artists working in California, 1860 to 1960. And then here's a good one, the Brand 44. That's their works on paper from the Brand Associates. That will actually start September 24th. But on September 23rd, the Brand Associates are holding a membership drive event. And I can tell you just a little bit about that. There will be hors d'oeuvres, champagne, and wine. And you can preview the exhibition. And you visitors will have the first choice of artwork for purchase, along with selected works from the Brand Associates collections at a discount. Admission is $30 per person. We emailed some items to the commission members have been invited, complimentary. So I guess they want you to come and buy some art, perhaps, but get in for free, and that'll be a lot of fun. And then the next day, if you want to come back, the opening reception for Brand 44 Works on Paper, 6 o'clock, Saturday, September 24. Coming up, I thought I'd throw this in there. It's a show curated by Andrew Hosner and ThinkSpace Gallery. And it'll be a lot of murals and a lot of really interesting contemporary art. That starts Saturday, November 5th at Brand Library. The Adams Square Mini Park gas station. This is one of your we're helping with that initiative. Commission members looked at a number of proposals for artwork there, and 3 were chosen, maybe a 4th. We have to work out some kinks with the actual installation. But Colleen Kelly, Jana Charles, and Luke Elton Smith were all chosen to exhibit at the gas station. And those will really begin in late January, after the Adams Hill Neighborhood Association has their kind of holiday exhibition. Then in January, for about 3 months at a time, these 3 artists will come in. I believe you'll hear a report later on that. Glendale Cool Nights. Again, the commission was asked by the city to help place some performers on the closed Maryland Paseo on Thursday nights in September. So far, so good. We've had really fantastic ballroom dancers, salsa band, we've had a rock band, and an Aztec dance group. Tonight, the 15th, we will start off with that salsa band and finish with these Aztec dancers. Next Thursday will be the last of these Thursday night performances, and we're happy to bring back John Reynolds, who performed admirably at the Brand Library Plaza performances. He's going to be there September 22nd. He'll have a trio, and it will be swing dancing for a couple of hours. He's really good. He's a local artist, in fact. Glendale resident. He lives near somebody up there on the dais, right?
My neighbor.
Yes.
I love
indeed.
John, yes.
He puts on a good show. One of his regular gigs is at California Disney, and they put on kind of that period dance swing music. He's a fine performer. At the Central Library, although we are closed, we are going to have a number of programs at the Adult Recreation Center next door. They've kindly lent us their auditorium, so you can still park across the street on Harvard, and you get validated at the Adult Rec Center. Rosemary Wells will discuss the importance of reading aloud. So she is a very well-known children's author, preschool children, and she's got her initiative is really on storytelling and reading aloud to small children. So she's going to talk to parents about the importance of reading aloud. That's Tuesday night, September 20th at 7 p.m. Viet Nguyen wrote The Sympathizer. That's a Pulitzer Prize-winning work of fiction from this year. The Friends of the Library are bringing him in on Thursday, September 29th, again at the Adult Rec Center, where he will talk about his novel, The Sympathizer. Michael Dante DiMartino, among other things, he's written a book about Avatar. You may have seen the movie, but his newest book is Rebel Genius. He's going to be there at the Adult Rec Center on Tuesday, October 4th at 7 p.m. with Leigh Bardugo. Now, her main book that she's going to talk about is Six of Crows. It's the first in a series of books for her. This is our One Book, One Glendale for teen readers book. She's very popular in the fantasy sci-fi genre. This book, Six of Crows, though, is a caper book. It's like, Ocean's 11 or something like that, except with very different characters. Really well written. She was just chosen to write a teen novelization of Wonder Woman, those by DC Comics. So she's really an outstanding author. Freegal Music. This is a new service that the library picked up. It basically covers the entire Sony catalog. There are 11 million pieces of music you can download or stream for free. So if you go to our website on the main page, glendalelac.org, you can see that link. You just need to have a library card. You can stream. You can make your own playlists. current music, symphonies, whatever you want. Art songs from the early 1900s, whatever your interests. Britney Spears, certainly popular. She's on there. She's a Sony artist. But that's a great, great service. And while we are closed, you can get our services 24/7. So again, Central Library grand opening spring 2017. The Central Library is closed. We have some neighborhood libraries open 7 days a week. We are not charging overdue fines, at least for a couple of months, on Glendale materials. And more items, of course, are coming back to the Central Library. So while half the building is still under heavy construction, the other half, some of the book stacks, are starting to get populated with the items that people are returning. And of course, we are still buying new materials. So those materials are available on the catalog. You can still place a hold. You have to pick them up at another library. But we're getting more and more materials there. So if you want to find out more, go to our website, glendalelac.org. You can call library administration Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We are there in the middle of the construction, 818-548-2030. Ask to talk to me. I'll talk to you and tell you about all of our programs, just like I did today.
Thank you, Chuck. Any questions?
One quick comment. I just want to say thank you. From the day that I first moved to Glendale a long time ago to being reminded today, just the amazing programming that goes on through our library system, through all the work that you do, and I just think that you all do, that I just think it's terrific. So I just wanted to mention that.
Right.
Are we going to get an update on the Adams Park installation?
That's on your the business agenda, so you'll learn more about that. I should also add that all of our staff have kind of dissipated to the different neighborhood libraries, but all of our children's programs are still being carried on. Literacy, just about everything we can provide at Central, we're providing out there in the branches. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Next item, we have Brand Association Works on Paper Preview event on September 23rd.
Maybe I can take that. I pretty much gave you the gist of it. Again, that's the night before the actual opening of the program, so that's September 23rd. That's something you want to go to.
Next item.
Item 3C, Ghost Studio Tour Update, presentation by 1111 Creative Collective.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Addie Gonzalez-Renteria. I'm with 1111 Creative Collective. And I just wanted to say thank you for having me, and going to give you a brief update on where we're at with the tour. I'm going to start with event marketing and how we all started. We posted the artist call on August 8th. That went out through all of the social media outlets, Facebook. The website was launched that day as well. We've done a few site visits. It's been posted on event calendars, about 16 citywide. We've done physical distribution of the flyers in strategic locations throughout Glendale, including all of the libraries, Glendale Arts, Mona, the Alex Theater. We've gone to Kenneth Village, Montrose, and just trying to gauge and letting everybody know that this is happening. As far as social media, we post 45 times a week. We have the website, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and that's been ongoing. So we have little tidbits and different pictures and things that are going on. We also have posted the call to artists to both the Pasadena Weekly and LA Weekly. We have personally reached out to about 135 artists and businesses throughout Glendale. In terms of the more marketing outreach that we're doing, we're going to attend the Open Arts Music Festival that's happening this Saturday. So we'll have a table there to let people know that this is happening. We have, interestingly enough, we've been doing this for about 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And we have really strong stops on the tour. We have had a challenge getting residential studios to sign up. And that's been kind of where our focus has been, really trying to get more single artists to sign up. The good news is we created this system because we want to collect data as far as how many people are going to be coming to the tour. So we created a raffle system. The tickets are free because the event is free to attend, but we wanted to capture data and be able to give you guys a report back when the tour is over, so that next year when you guys do it, you guys have a more kind of concentrated marketing effort when it goes out. But we have about 200 registered attendants for the tour, which is good because we still have a whole month to go to get more people to come. We have about 10 commercial galleries, and this includes Mona, includes Armenian Arts, Geo Gallery, Cope Studios, Creative Lounge, Tufenkian Fine Arts, the Hummingbird Conservatory for the Arts. And the really cool part about this is that most of these stops are group shows. And one of the things that we really wanted to focus on is when we talk to these galleries is to really concentrate their efforts so that every stop, when people are going on the tour, every stop is a destination. So, for example, Cope Gallery is going to have a group show, they're going to have a food truck, they're going to have music. So when you come here, you're able to see, not 2 or 3 artists, but you're able to have an experience. Same goes for the Geo Galleries. And Mona is just part of the tour, they're going to have their exhibit. We have 10 residential studios, but again, one of the things that we really wanted to focus on is high quality art, so that we put ourselves in the shoes of the tour goers, and so we don't want people to drive around the entire weekend and then just come to a house with 3 pieces, so we're trying to really condense the activity and make sure that the tour goers realize the cultural assets of Glendale, and so we're really focusing on all of those things. As far as the city sites that are being activated for the tour, the brand is participating. We are looking at possibly setting up some artists in their atrium. The Pacific Park Library really love their courtyard, and they're giving us access to set up a mini art fair. So we're going to have about 10 to 15 artists set up in the courtyard, possibly some in the inside rooms of the Pacific Park Library. We're also making Adam Square a part of the tour, and the 14 utility boxes that are being painted, they're also going to be part of the tour. And Glendale Community College, the gallery, is also part of the tour, and we're in talks with the Glendale Unified School District to see how we can coordinate something. We really want them to be part of the tour as well. As far as the budget, we're all good. We're on budget. So far, the expenditures include design marketing materials, the website hosting, the website maintenance, project management and coordination, and procurement of all of the artists and businesses. We've printed about 3,500 flyers that have been distributed, and some of the ads that we've been paying for. We're really excited. I think it's going to be a really cool event. It's been a little tough because I feel like we're starting from scratch because the tour was on hiatus for about 6 years. And a lot of the outreach that we've been doing, we're getting mostly really positive and excitement all around it. And then sometimes there's been like a couple of weeks that it was just like crickets. So we're like, where is everybody in Glendale? But you know, it's picking up, and we're really excited. Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm very excited to hear about all those details. I mean, you gave us so much information from the date, the artist number, the raffle. I mean, it's a lot going on. And I'm very excited also about the food trucks idea, which will attract more people too.
Absolutely.
Any comments from my commissioner? Yes.
First, thank you. I've been seeing a lot of, especially your social media marketing, and you guys have been very active, which is great. I was wondering, just if I was, let's say, an attendee, kind of in their shoes. So what's the logistics of the day? So do I get a schedule in advance, between this time to this time?
As an attendee, like, you're going to receive a map. So we're going to have a map that's digital. We're going to create routes, curated routes. So for example, one of the things we're doing, we had our deadline for registration this week, but we're extending it another week because we want to capture as many people as possible. So we're extending another week. By September 30th, we should have the map and all of the routes done. And once that is all kind of accounted for, we were thinking of creating kind of curated routes. So for example, if you're interested in the utility and public art, then that would be one route. So that would be, visit these locations or follow this route. So it would be like Route A. If you're interested in commercial galleries and, oil and acrylic artists, go to this route. So it would be Route B. So that's kind of how for example, like on Saturday you can do the public art route, on Sunday you can do the commercial. So that's kind of how, and we're also going to have an information table. So what's going to happen, we're still trying to gauge whether we're going to be set up at the Pacific Park Library or at the Brand. And we're going to have an info table. So anybody that has questions, and that's where we're going to hold the raffle prices. We're getting amazing raffle prices. One of the artists is donating a lithograph that's worth $2,500 to the tour. So that's really exciting. So we have artists giving us really cool, exciting prices. So the raffle is going to take place on Sunday, and then we're going to announce via social media who are the winners of the raffle, and then they'll come and pick them up the Sunday, the last day of the tour.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you said you're looking for more residential artists, and so you said you have 20? Is that what
we have a residential artists. We have 10 right now.
10, and so they're like probably spread out all over the city. That's a big challenge.
Yeah. So we're trying to. One of the things we thought about too is like if there's an artist that has a bigger studio, invite a couple more. To have 3 or 4 artists at one location. Like I said, I think we're really trying to. Glendale's really big, and it can take up the entire day. The tour is only from 11 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday, and so we're trying to really create routes that make sense for tour goers, and that they don't feel like they've been driving around all day and not see what they wanted to see. And so we're trying to condense as much as possible. But I wanted to put it out there, if you guys have artist friends that have houses and studios, please, spread the word, share all of the artist calls. We have everything. The website is up, and all of the information is on the website as well.
So I'm also trying to figure out what Sean was trying to. So I would get, if I was signed up to be part of the tour or take the tour, I would get an email at some sort, or Facebook with a digital map, and it's just kind of self-directed. You go wherever you want.
As a tour goer or as a tour goer? Yes.
As a tour goer.
Yes.
So I may never interact with you as the organizers as a tour goer. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the way that we're doing it with the artist, the process that we're going through with the artist is they submit their work, we look at it, and then they have to register through the website, and then they're going to receive a package from us, which is a marker sign, with the branding of the studio tour, so that people that are driving around will immediately recognize the signage of the tour, and that's an official stop for the tour. So then, and they're going to receive that package probably a week before the tour. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just add one.
So I'm curious, do you feel that the identification of the individual artists is more about kind of their location or a number of works and things that they have available, or do you feel like there's more artists you haven't been able to reach or haven't heard from?
I think it's a combination of both things. We did some research. We looked at all the stops that the last tour had, and you guys had quite a few extensive list. And from that map, we extrapolated all of the artist information, and we contacted all of these artists. I don't know if some of these artists are just not around, or if they're just not interested. But we've done multiple emails and outreach, and so it's kind of a 50-50 as to why they're.
That makes sense. And have you had any contact with the homeowners associations or the neighborhood associations, like Adams Hill Neighborhood Association?
We have not, no.
That might be a resource, too, just to be able to have more direct access to neighbors, artists within those neighbors. Have different internal social media networks as well. I don't know if all but maybe through the
and
city
we've done quite a bit of driving around Glendale, and we were driving through Montrose, and I was like, "There's gotta be artists in this
They're
neighborhood."
everywhere. They're just so quiet.
There's a gallery on Honolulu.
A gallery on Montrose,
Yes,
there is, and we've contacted them. I think they're probably going to be part of the tour. And then there's also a couple of dance studios on Honolulu,
Ocean
and
View,
there's also. Who else did we talk to there? There's like a school, like a little school for children. It's like an art school. They do after school classes, and they were very interested in participating. So,
Sure.
I was just going to add, is there... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Terry.
I wasn't...
Oh, wait.
Thanks. Was the Pitt Gallery in your...
They were, and they were very interested at first, and then we received an email from them saying that they could no longer participate, but they didn't give us a reason as to why.
Okay. I'm also curious about maybe like the YMCA. I know we've got the one up in La Crescenta and the one in town because they do some dance. I know the one up in La Crescenta does dance programming, things like that. So they've been in the past pretty open to arts activity and have been interested. I don't know if they still are, but that might be something on.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely contact them.
And just for the record, I know we had it up on video, but could you just say the website?
Yes, it's www.ghoststudiotour.com.
Great. And it is one more question. Sorry, Forest Lawn. Were they?
I'm sorry?
The Forest Lawn Gallery. Have they been?
Forest Lawn Gallery.
Yeah, they've got a great exhibit that's up there. I think through the end of the year.
It's a museum. It's a museum.
Yeah,
they're a museum, and they've got it. Yeah, I forget it's a great exhibit, but they might also have other lists of artists as well because they did a sponsored kind of art event a couple years ago that we worked with them on. So that's just another resource for you.
Yeah, we've contacted Glendale Arts Association. They're participating. Some of the artists are. We've also we met with Elisa from Glendale Arts. They've been very supportive, and so hopefully we'll be able to capture. We'll do our best like this week to get more people. Into it. And I think there's huge opportunity for this to get bigger and brighter and better. And I think it's just a matter of kind of, making sure that people know that this is happening. And
I think it's super exciting. I love all the work you're doing. I'm so sad that I'm going to be out of town for much of it. So I'm so bummed, but I'm excited to hear about all this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So before I cut off Terry again, I want to make sure you're good. Just wondering, with the utility boxes, one of the things we found is that as the utility boxes are being painted, suddenly you see all sorts of neighbors coming out, honking to support, coming out, checking out, talking to the artists.
Yeah.
So I could imagine with some of these stops, they're going to become very active scenes, and a lot of people that did not know about the tour are going to see it. So is there a way to, on site, at any given stop, be able to register and kind of get the map and be able to actually continue from there?
Yeah, we can. I thought that the utility boxes were being painted the day of the tour, aren't they? I thought we kind of...
15, 16.
Yeah,
Saturday,
15 and
Sunday.
16. Yeah. But absolutely, and I think I'm a data person. I love collect. So that's definitely like an excellent way to capture data from those artists as well.
Great.
Yeah. And one more thing I wanted to tell you guys. We're going to do... small videos. We're going to do a studio visit with this artist. Her name's Water Kerner. She has a 2,000 square foot commercial studio here in Glendale, and it's amazing. And just wanted to kind of bring her up to your attention because she's an amazing asset to have in Glendale. So we're going to do little tidbits, and we're going to go interview more artists to kind of be part of the social media campaign. So we're going to do little videos. So look out for those.
Also be aware that GTV6 will be out filming, so they'll be filming the day and capturing it for us
Sounds
as
great.
well.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item.
At 3D, Open Arts Studio and Music Festival update by Glendale Arts. Unfortunately, the presenter could not attend today.
Okay.
Just want to add, I did receive a text from them. The presenter is stuck at the health department getting permits, and the executive director of Glendale Arts is also extremely busy with Tech Week and some other things. So they did send their apologies, and we know that they're working feverishly to put that event on this weekend.
Okay. Next item.
Item 4, oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not on this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. The commission may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The commission may refer the matter to city staff for investigation and report.
We have Kathy Renda from Adam Hill Neighborhood Association.
Hi, I know some of you, but many of you I don't. I wanted to thank you for putting art in the mini park, which I know has taken years, and we're very, very happy to have it there. And one of the things that I thought, I heard anecdotally from artists on Adam Hill that one of the reasons they're not participating is because they were told they had to do both days, Saturday and Sunday. And for people who have studios in their home, they found that to be very difficult. Small children, what do you do? Kind of thing. So if they could have done one or the other day, maybe they could, participate. But having to do both days was just too onerous for them.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to say was in the call to artists for the mini park, I noticed that you had listed schools, asking schools to participate. And I did speak to a few teachers, and unfortunately for them, the call was, happened to be timed in the summer, and they're doing other things. And so it was just bad timing for them. They couldn't really get it together because they were doing other things during the summer. But also I thought perhaps you could just give the school district some time at the mini park of their own, rather than having to participate in a call where they're actually put up against professional artists. Why not just give the school district their own time period where they could decide what they want to do? Maybe they want to do something about history or math. It doesn't have to be art. But the school district could make their own decision about that as far as the neighborhood is concerned. And we'd love to have the schools participate. We really think it's beneficial for the neighborhood. It's a neighborhood park. We like to see the kids get enthusiastic about what's in there, and what's more to be enthusiastic about if it's your own stuff, right? And then when they grow up, maybe they won't graffiti the building because they'll have happy memories.
All right. Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Any comments? All right. Next, we have Susanna Sargsyan from AGBU.
Hello all. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Commission for the opportunity to present this event to you today. My name is Susanna Sargsyan. I am the Director of Community Programs for the AGBU's Western District. AGBU stands for the Armenian General Benevolent Union. We are the largest Armenian nonprofit organization in the world, and we serve over 500,000 people annually. The AGBU Western District has a young professionals group in Los Angeles that was established in 1995. And our YPLA group will be hosting an event this upcoming Thursday, a week from today, on September 22nd, which is the day after Armenian Independence Day. This year will mark the 25th anniversary of Armenia's independence, so we thought it would be appropriate to host a very unique event. The event will be an art walk through Little Armenia, which is located in East Hollywood. And, next. This is the handout that you have. The event will be an art walk through Little Army, as I had mentioned. Attendees will see 5 beautiful murals from the artist named Arutun Gozuchiken. He will also be in attendance, and after the art walk, we'll have a Q&A with him at the Rockwell Table and Stage. We will all meet at the Rockwell originally, and that's located on the corner of Prospect and Vermont. The address to the Rockwell is 1714 North Vermont Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90027. It's on the flyers. Valet parking will be available there. So we'll all meet there. We'll go on the art walk at 7 o'clock. The art walk is curated by Ani Ohanessian. So it'll start at 7, we'll go on the tour, and then we'll meet back at the Rockwell for a mixer that will take place at 8 o'clock. So we hope you can all make it. It is going to be very exciting, and this is a first-time event for us. We've never done a mural crawl before, so we're very excited about it, and we'll hope, we see you there.
And September 22nd is Thursday, isn't it?
Yes, it's exactly a week from today.
Any comments, questions? Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's all I have as cards. Next item, please.
Item 5, business agenda. At 5A, informational items. At 5A1, update on public art master plan selection process.
I just want to remind my commissioners that this is only information. They're not subject to discuss. So please, if you have any questions, it's just informational question and not discussion items. All right.
Good afternoon, Chair Sharikian and members of the Arts and Culture Commission. I'm Sharon Mann, Garrett, your Principal Arts and Culture Administrator. I'm going to give you 4 information-only reports, as Chair Sharikian pointed out, regarding programs that are ongoing. The first one is with regards to the Public Art Master Plan. This report is to update the Arts and Culture Commission on the status and process surrounding the selection of a consultant to deliver the citywide Public Art Master Plan. And just in summary, in November of 2015, the City Council approved the work plan of the Arts and Culture Commission and appropriated $380,000 to accomplish the activities that were outlined in the work plan. On February 9th of this year, staff issued a request for proposals to complete a citywide plan for the responsible and effective deployment of the Urban Art Fund. Consultants were recruited nationwide. Because of the very high level of expertise and specificity of experience required for the assignment, a really big list of potential proposers was developed. Outreach was focused on, first, known municipal art master plan consultants. We reached out to them directly. 2, public art institutions like universities and nonprofit public art firms such as Otis, Cal State Northridge, Art Center, and CalArts. 3, public artists that we knew had participated in public art projects. And 4, municipalities that have public art. So we also reached out to other cities and other municipalities that we knew had public art programs that might have someone that would be interested. 4 submissions were received by the March 30th, 2016 deadline. We were initially a little worried about not receiving more submissions, but we checked with some of our peer cities, and we found that they had also received 3 to 5 submissions. So because of the specificity and the experience required, the more specific the RFP, the fewer responses. All the commissioners were afforded copies of the 4 submissions to help determine which consultants were the most responsive to the RFP selection criteria. And basically, the RFP selection criteria focused on experience. We focused on past performance in similar cities, similar projects, demonstrated understanding of our city and how it works, demonstrated understanding of funding for public art, things like that would really set aside the proposers that really got public art master planning and had participated in it. In the May 19th, 2016 meeting of the Arts and Culture Commission, Chair Sharikian appointed himself and Commissioner Sahakian to serve along with staff as the interview panel for the 2 firms deemed most responsive to the RFP criteria. And those 2 firms were Cars Goldstein and Now Art. On June 24, 2016, the 2 firms met with commissioners and staff from the Library Arts and Culture Department and a staff representative from Community Development. The questions that the two interviewing consultants received the same list of questions and were invited to respond to those in the interview. The questions that we asked them in the interview focused on creativity and problem solving during the master plan process, enthusiasm for the project, how they would mobilize their staff, et cetera, to get the work done. The interviews revealed that Cars Goldstein was the only firm of the two proposers that stood prepared to meet the challenge of the public art master plan. Also noted was that both of the finalists' budgets exceeded the previously allocated $50,000, ranging from $100,000 to $120,000. Both firms cited the extensive community outreach desired by Glendale as their reason that the cost estimates exceeded $50,000. At the July 21st, 2016 meeting, staff presented this finding to the Arts and Culture Commission. The Commission asked staff to complete 3 assignments at that time. First, to summarize the full interview process, which is what I'm doing today. Second, to analyze and present a recommendation regarding the Cars Goldstein budget, especially with regards to the participation of the partnership principal, Barbara Goldstein. Barbara Goldstein, as you all may know, is a renowned public art master plan consultant, and you were very concerned with whether or not we were going to have adequate access to her throughout this project and what her level of involvement will be. The third thing that you asked us to do was to invite Cars Goldstein's project leader, Aaron Paley, to answer any questions at a subsequent Arts and Culture Commission public meeting. So numbers 2 and 3 will be done at your next meeting in October. So this report is to satisfy your request for clarification on the interview process. And again, the remaining 2 commission requests will be presented at the October 22nd meeting.
Okay. I'm just going to give opportunity for questions if there are, but no discussions.
I mean, if I could get a little bit more detailed, you said that only Barbara Goldstein and then her team was deemed to be
Of the 2 finalists.
Deemed to have the necessary qualifications to do it. I mean, what were the criteria that made that decision? I mean, a little bit more detail in terms of, these were the questions that were asked, but what were some of the answers that we got from them? That's what I would like to get at a little bit.
The delimiting answers that we received from the other consultant were specifically with regards to their involvement and experience with public art master plans. They were unable to define specific experience with public art master plan creation.
In terms of experience in
creating a public art master plan, the budget, the process.
They hadn't done it before, basically. Is that what you're saying? I mean,
basically.
Not
to the level that we were interested in.
If I might add, it was more that they had, the ones that we interviewed had dealt with or had experience with bits and pieces of the process of a public art master plan, but we got the sense, and we did question them on this, that they hadn't taken it from start to finish. And so this group was the only one that we felt had really taken it from start to finish. And that was one reason for the decision, my understanding of it at least.
And I can echo that. My personal sense was, we're dealing with public dollars, and I didn't necessarily want our city to be the guinea pigs to figure out if that firm could take it all the way and do a good job. I felt much more comfortable with Cars and Goldstein that had the experience, had the history of working with cities like Santa Monica and Pasadena, had a track record, and showed that they would do the work effectively. Given that, we'll find out in the next meeting, of course, about just the commitment level with Barbara Goldstein and making sure that that's where we need it to be. But in comparison between the 2 firms, that's where it came down to for me personally.
Yeah, I would like to add that if we, for some reason, we did not select Cars Goldstein, we would not be in the position to select Now Art. Staff would not recommend that selection.
Sure. And there was a discussion in terms of, yes, they've done it before, but any kind of innovation that they may produce or introduce into the process, or something different, something new. Was there any discussion along those lines?
With Cars Goldstein?
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, their principal, Barbara Goldstein, had had very recent experience with public and ongoing experience with public art master plans. So in the discussion, she did bring in up several innovations that she'd be bringing to the table. Proven innovations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Next item is about AHA program.
Okay. The next item is a report on the status of administration regarding the Pop-Up Arts Program in the 2015-2017 work plan. The Pop-Up Arts Program is in its inaugural year. It's designed to inject interesting and interactive experiential art such as storytelling, music, dance, and street art in the interior and exterior pedestrian-friendly districts throughout the city. The program is designed to complement the city's 18-hour city initiative, which encourages upgraded lifestyle experiences for urban residents and visitors to Glendale. In May, Commissioner Oshigan, Commissioner Deaver, and staff discussed logistic and thematic methods to accomplish this project in concert with other citywide initiatives. The discussion confirmed that this program should provide arts in non-traditional ways and unexpected locations. In recognition of the art community's overuse of the term pop-up, a new name for the program has been drafted, AHA, which stands for Art Happens Anywhere. It is intended to foster a sense of excitement and discovery. Another important outcome of the discussion was that a range of artist costs could be expected if we did issue a call for proposals or call to artists. The discussion resulted in a recommendation that proposed costs not exceed $15,000 and that cost submissions should be commensurate with the length and impact of any proposed project. A call to artists for the new AHA program was crafted for staff and Commissioner Deaver and Commissioner Oshigan to review following the discussion. After edits to emphasize the high levels of innovation and creativity desired from proposers, a final call to artists was prepared and submitted for City Attorney review. City Attorney staff conducted its review, made edits for legal clarity and to mitigate risks to the City of Glendale. City Attorney staff recommended that a review be conducted by risk management staff to determine the appropriate insurance requirements that should be included in the call to artists and subsequent agreements with the artists. And this report says because of the unknown nature and dollar range of proposals expected, the risk management review was still underway. But as of this report writing, we have received the risk management review and we now have the insurance requirements, so we are ready to issue the call for artists. That concludes that report.
Okay. Any questions?
With regard to the new information that risk management has provided, do you have a certain confidence that whatever the requirements are, that they will be manageable? Are they being passed along to the individual artists, or is it something that the city will be covering as part of its overall program?
The former, that they'll be manageable by the artists.
And it is not just managed, but actually it's cost appropriate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And commensurate with the size of the particular thing that's being proposed. For example, a very large project in the $15,000 range, they would need to provide a general liability rider. That would be pretty standard.
Okay. And next item.
Okay. My next item is an update on the Adams Hill Mini Park Program Administration. The Adams Hill Mini Park gas station offers a clear opportunity to display public art installations. The community has been very actively involved, as you've experienced, in activities surrounding the gas station. Over the years, Glendale Library Arts and Culture, Community Services and Parks, City Council members, and Arts and Culture Commissioners, and the adjacent Adams Hill Neighborhood Association have all worked to install public art in the gas station. In July, a call to artists was issued for the next wave of installations to occur in 2016-2017. There's a typo here that says 20 submissions. There were 14 submissions received. In August, Commissioner Deaver, Commissioner Oshigan, and staff evaluated and selected 4 of the submissions to be installed over the year. Those selections are being reviewed now to ensure that public property is appropriately protected from any damage that could be associated with the proposed installations. Following this review and negotiations with the artists, staff anticipates or wants for the first installation to be installed in November to coincide in October. I'm sorry, to coincide with the citywide Glendale Open Studio Tour. So the first installation that we selected it's got some issues in terms of how it's to be installed and whether or not it would leave damage to the gas station. The gas station, as you know, is a historic place, and we have to be very careful with not damaging it. So that's what we're reviewing right now. Due in part to the high community demand for art activation in the mini park gas station, coupled with limited budget and staffing resources, the need to formalize and publish a calendar of installations has naturally evolved. Staff from Library Arts and Culture and Community Services and Parks met this month to discuss feasibility, logistics, and rules for proposed installations. The following schedule will be implemented in 2017. Library Arts and Culture and the Commission will do 3 exhibits a year. They'll do an exhibit January to April, May to July, and then August to mid-November. The Neighborhood Association would be invited to do a holiday installation November through December. To close out this year, Library Arts and Culture will place one of the selected artworks in the station as soon as possible through mid-November. That's the one I just brought up, depending on the ongoing review of the art. Library Arts and Culture will issue the next round of calls to artists in early June 2017 for the 2018 cycle. And in light of what our community member has said about making sure the schools are notified appropriately and in time, we may take another look at that date. The city will encourage the Adams Hill Neighborhood Association group to participate in the program. So not only would they be afforded the November to December time for their own program, but they could also submit to the calls to artists that we're doing. If they wish to craft events such as opening receptions and installations around the installation, they would be directed to work in partnership with the Community Services and Parks Department to get the required permits and city support. Commissioners have expressed the desire to fund and oversee this program as it is currently funded by the city's general fund. Staff will evaluate proposed costs and benefits to migrating this program into the Arts and Culture Commission work plan for the 2017-2018 work plan that will be proposed later this year.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. And so, could you give us a little more details on what the first installation was to be, and what are the specific issues with it, please?
The first installation was to be a mural on glass that would surround the mini park. The theme is around the fall holidays and Halloween. After taking a look at it, the Parks Department.
I'm sorry, what was the artist's name?
I'm sorry, I don't know that. I didn't memorize it.
Yeah.
Outside.
Did we choose that one? Yeah.
It's painting on glass.
Yeah, okay.
After our internal staff took a look at it, they were concerned with the material and whether or not it could be effectively cleaned off. So that's what's being evaluated now. We're negotiating with the artist to see if he has a plan for removing the artwork when it's finished.
We also had a Halloween themed plan.
That's the one that I'm talking
That's the one. That's the one.
But
Go ahead.
question: if it's found that that one that was selected potentially for the fall doesn't go forward, is there an opportunity for anything to go in there before Anna goes in for the holidays? Like if the community or one of the schools or somebody wanted to do something in that space?
We'll ask Chuck to answer that.
Commissioners, I haven't asked any of the other entities about that. I'm still in negotiation with the artist. He's trying to figure out if there's another way to apply his artwork to the windows, which truly are not glass. They're a kind of plastic, and if there's any scoring in there, can they be cleaned off? Parks is a little concerned that they won't be able to clean it off. So he's trying to figure out a different way to get that artwork onto something else that can be affixed to the inside of the gas station and do the same sort of effect. And it's Halloween, Dia de los Muertos theme. So we're working with him.
So we also had another artist selected for after Halloween to the Christmas time. What happened to that artist?
The Christmas time, actually in mid-November through early January, that's when the Adams Hill Neighborhood Association comes in with their program, and that's an agreement they have with the Parks Department. So that's their time. So the installations from the chosen artists would start sometime in January and continue until next October, November, when the Adams Hill group will come in again.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.
And, just dealing with two departments, of course, is always problematic. We can decide something and it doesn't work for them or vice versa. So we did convene and try to hammer out all those issues together.
Okay, next item on the Beyond the Box.
Okay, my next report is an update to the Commission on the status of Beyond the Box. The program beautifies the city streetscape with colorful and interesting murals. Currently, there are 72 boxes that have been painted in the program. It's been received very, very well. We're installing waves of 10 to 15 mural boxes per neighborhood. In July, the Arts and Culture Commission and staff issued a call to artists for the next wave of mural boxes to be installed in the highly trafficked areas of South Glendale Avenue and Colorado Avenue. Over 100 submissions were received. In August, Commission Chair Sharikian and Commissioner Sahakian and staff evaluated and selected 14 murals and 3 alternatives for the next wave of installations. And staff began the process of working with the artists to initiate and finalize their installation agreements. So staff has gone out, identified what artwork should go on which boxes, and we're working with the artists right now to get them on board. The installations will occur October 14th, 15th, and 16th, and will coincide with the Glendale Open Studios tour. We did hear that the commissioners would prefer for the artists to have a longer length of time to install their boxes, and what we've done is we've devised a plan to have the boxes more ready when they get there. So we're not actually giving them more time, we're just taking away some of the work. The liveliness of neighborhoods surrounding these boxes will naturally draw interest from the impacted residential and business communities, and we'll be working to create hoopla around each box. And we're also working to select the most appropriate artwork for each location and develop fanfare around the installations. That concludes my reports.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. Next item.
Item 6, Commission staff comments.
Anybody wants to add something?
So if I could make a quick announcement. Myself and a group of artists and activists that we're working with the eyewitness installation. This is the proper time for that, yes? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's like all the people are looking at me like, wait. Michael's like looking at me. The eyewitness installation that there's been a lot of talk of bringing it to Glendale also, so there's a lot of interest here, I would think, in our public. We are doing a follow-up in Grant Park with a permanent Armenian genocide monument, which will be installed this Saturday at 5 o'clock. Supervisor Michael Antonovich has also sponsored this monument, and we are very excited about that because it's not sort of your traditional monument. It's a rock that we have brought from Armenia, a black indigenous rock to Armenia that is also, it's kind of split in the center that symbolizes the split that a genocide represents. So I invite everyone here, invite my fellow commissioners, invite the public to come and join us in the unveiling at 5 o'clock at Grant Park, downtown Los Angeles this Saturday.
Thank you, Ara. Any other comments? Okay, we did receive a card referring to Open Art Studio. No, excuse me. The Brand Association. No.
It was for
Open Art at the Open Art and Music Festival. Yeah. We have Ves Castillo. Please.
Sharikin, you're reopening the presentations portion again.
Yes,
correct?
I am. Yes,
okay,
I'm sorry. Yes.
Hello.
So thank you so much. I apologize on my delay. I was at the LA County Public Health Office this morning and afternoon. So I'm here to present an update for the Open Arts and Music Festival, which is happening this Saturday from noon to 10 p.m. And so what I've brought with me here today is our little flyer here and our most current site map for your review. This site map has been circulated with fire, police, and all involved parties, including security, to ensure a safe and family-friendly event. So to briefly reintroduce the festival, it's a free community-wide event sponsored by the city and the Library Arts and Culture Commission. And since the start of the project, we have brought in a lot of amazing partners to really help make this a reality, but also to really highlight our business partners, our artists, our musicians in the city of Glendale and our outlying areas. So our set list for talent, I'll just read through all of our performers for the event. We have 2 stages of live music, and the performers are in order of appearance. By our main stage, we have Jay Som, Wild Pack of Canaries, Beirut, Hel Haru Kuroi, Low Leaf, Madame Gandhi, Miguel Atwood Ferguson, and Gavin Turek headlining the main stage. On our second stage, also known as our kids area, we have Mariachi Arco Iris de Los Angeles, Ushat Senk, Sunny War, Cuicani, Maeli, and Quitapenas. Now, these groups have been selected to reflect the diverse communities here in Glendale and really offer a modern, while still historically relevant relationship to the communities that are here, which are largely Armenian, Latino, Korean, and Filipino. Our programming is intended to offer the same type of arts engagement opportunity. One of the things that we identified to make our festival not only unique but a rich family experience is to offer direct arts engagements. And what we mean by that are workshops, demonstrations, anything that leaves participants with something to go home with and to continue a relationship with the arts. So some of the programs that we're offering are a corn husk doll making workshop offered by Susan Jacarl. There's going to be a film screening in the early portion of the day before our stages open, and that will be by Plots by Clots. We are offering a zine-making workshop, which are essentially small artist-bound books, and that's being offered by Tiny Splendor. And then there's also a ceramics workshop being offered by Hand and Machine Studio, where participants will be working with dry clay to make their own jewelry pieces, which they can then wear during the festival. Additional programming includes, specific to our kids area, a card making workshop offered by LA Parent, who is both a partner, media partner, kids area partner, and workshop host. And they're actually doing a card making workshop by kids and for patients at the Children's Hospital Los Angeles. So this will be sent back to those kids who are unable to attend due to their current condition. Some other things to highlight is that we do have 8 confirmed food and drink vendors, so there will be a variety of cuisine available for different dietary needs and for different dietary preferences. And then I just wanted to feature some of our other partners. We're offering a free bike valet to encourage sustainability and alternative forms of transportation. So the free bike valet is being offered by the Los Angeles County Bicycle Coalition. We also just recently confirmed a partnership with Lyft to encourage ride sharing, and therefore also, as a result of that, safe driving, because as we all know, events can sometimes lead to some security concerns. And to touch upon that really quickly, we have been working very closely with Fire, PD, our security team, and we actually have a production meeting tomorrow to go over our final plan, and our plans have been submitted throughout the week under review, and everyone is working in collaboration to ensure a safe event. Some of our other partners, really quickly, This event has been sponsored by the Los Angeles County Arts Commission, both through their internship program and their free concerts and public sites program. We also have partnered with KCET and LA Weekly, as well as SoCal Gas. And then, of course, our additional partners include the Americana at Brand, Brewyard Beer Company, and Eagle Rock Brewery, who are supplying our beer gardens, CBRE, Street Food Cinema, Glendale Tech Week, which is happening right now, Misa Imports, ESM Production, Studio Chew, Glendale Community College, LA Parent, as I mentioned earlier, and the Museum of Neon Art. And we've actually extended our partnership with the Museum of Neon Art, where if you purchase one of our little buttons, you get half off into the museum, which is a really exciting opportunity for all festival attendees. And Mona has also agreed to be open for the duration of the festival. So at 10 p.m., you could walk in and see some beautiful neon in the night sky. And the last bit of programming, really quickly here, is our public art component is in full effect. We are testing tonight. This will be our second test. Our first one was conducted on Monday, and this is a 3D projection mapping performance with 3 teachers from DIY Girls, which is a nonprofit organization based in the San Fernando Valley, where they teach code and general STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, to young girls and women in the Valley. So they will be hosting a public art component, which is a projection mapping that begins at 7 p.m. and runs until the end of the festival. All of our information is available online as well. Our website is our schedule is on our website. Our arts page is going live today, and we have been getting a lot of press. We've been featured in Pasadena Weekly, LA Parent, Buzz Bands LA, and the Glendale News Press. So that is a brief update on one of the many wonderful things that we're doing here at Glendale Arts. And again, I appreciate you taking the time to hear this update. If you have any other questions, you can contact me directly. And I believe you all have it, but if not, my email is jcastillo@glendalearts.org. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Any comments? Sounds great. Next item.
Item 7, written communications.
Have none. And last item.
Adjournment.
The meeting is adjourned.